On the Tuesday, July 25, 2023, I entered the operating room, and after 2.5 hours or a little more, the doctor came out and said that he had done what he had to do and had performed his mission successfully. On August 20th, 2023, after the doctor who performed the operation examined me, he announced that the operation had been successful and that I could return to my work while continuing to do some work. Drops and adherence to a few tips. Noting that until last October 2nd I did not see anything good with my eyes because there was a spherical cloud in front of my eyes. I will tell you its story later. I mean, the operation lasted approximately 4 weeks. Why, Uncle? I will tell you, but first I want to tell you that before and after the operation, I was subjected to great blame and reprimand from everyone who saw me and knew that I was a pharmacist. What is how can you be a pharmacist and leave yourself alone until this happens to you? So I doubted myself and said surely this is something obvious that I should know. But I found many doctors and pharmacists who have severe visual impairment like mine and do not know this obvious information. They even had the same problem that happened to me. In my circle of acquaintances, I found that the problem is widespread and occurs frequently. And the main reason for this is that we do not know important information. If we knew it, we could avoid reaching this stage of this long, exhausting, and dangerous process. That's why I decided to make this video and tell people about the information and precautions that will keep them from being exposed to what I was exposed to, because it was really a very difficult and painful experience. Let us see why this process is so long and exhausting and what we can do so that we do not need to do this process. But before we begin, I would like to thank my friend Dr. Amen, who called me specifically before the operation to check on me and reassure me that ophthalmology has advanced very much and is almost the only branch of medicine that has reached its end and passed all the stages and reached the monster level and defeated it as well. But I would also say that as long as this process works in this way and continues for all this time, it will never end until it reaches the level of the monster.
Ever pondered the thought that the real success of an operation hinges largely on you? It's a curious, often overlooked concept, but the truth is, the journey to recovery is as critical as the operation itself, if not more so. Imagine this scenario. You've just walked out of the operating room, a sigh of relief escaping your lips. You might think the battle is over, but in reality, it's just beginning. The real work starts post-surgery, when the success of the operation truly depends on your adherence to post-operative care instructions. The first fortnight following the operation requires a delicate balance of rest and activity. You'll be living your life a little differently than before, spending 23 out of 24 hours a day in a specific position. Only an hour a day is spared for meals, bathroom breaks, and prayers. In the absence of specialized aids, a simple pillow under the chest can suffice. This ensures there's always something grounding you, providing support and comfort. Feeling tired of lying down? It's completely normal. Sitting is allowed, but with some restrictions. It should resemble the way you might have slept on a bench or desk if you've ever attended foreign schools. After 2 weeks, there's a possibility that the doctor might recommend another fortnight in the same condition. As part of the post-operative care, you'll also need to refrain from washing your upper body for 2 to 4 weeks. And it doesn't stop there. Expect to administer eye drops every 3 to 4 hours. It's a meticulous process requiring vigilance and precision. This might disrupt your sleep schedule, but it's a small price to pay for successful recovery. Failure to comply can lead to a failed operation, resulting in another surgery, this time with silicone instead of gas, which is more complicated and has lower success rates. If this happens, you'll be back in the operating room after 6 months to remove the silicone, as your eyes can't absorb it like they do gas. Recovery takes time, usually around 2 months or more, until the gas is fully absorbed and you regain normal vision. It's a long, exhausting process, making it one of the most prolonged surgical operations. But there's hope. This challenging ordeal can be avoided. Especially for those with severe myopia, it's crucial to stay away from heavy mental stress, shaking or violent vibrations, and avoid rubbing or scratching your eyes vigorously. Watch out for 3 key signs: black dots or moving black lines, flashes of light or lightning, and a dark or black part in your vision. If any of these occur, seek immediate medical help. Remember, if you're diabetic or have had previous eye problems such as cataracts or glaucoma, the risk increases. Therefore, it's pivotal to take extra care. So to recap, the success of an operation lies largely in your hands. The post-operative care process might seem daunting, but with careful adherence to instructions, the road to recovery can be smooth. The first 2 weeks are critical, requiring specific positioning and frequent eye drops administration. Another operation might be necessary if instructions aren't followed, and recovery can take up to 2 months or more. Watch out for warning signs and seek immediate help if they appear. Remember, your health is in your hands. Take care.
Have you ever considered that what might seem obvious to you may not be so apparent to others? This question was brought to life for me in a rather unexpected and life-altering way. A while back, I began to see moving black dots in front of my eyes. I immediately rushed to the hospital, fearing the worst. It turned out my fears weren't unfounded. The diagnosis was retinal detachment, a serious condition that could have cost me my sight. The doctors and hospital staff were surprised by my quick reaction to the first danger signs. They thought it was common knowledge that moving black dots could signal a serious eye problem, but it wasn't common knowledge for me. And that was the first lesson I learned. What seems evident to you may not be evident to others. This was a lesson that hit home when I realized that even my friends and acquaintances, who are doctors and pharmacists, and had been wearing glasses since they were young, weren't aware of this seemingly obvious symptom. This experience taught me that as professionals, especially those working in fields that directly impact human health, we must never assume that certain information is common knowledge. We must be generous with our knowledge, sharing it freely, no matter how simple, trivial, or obvious it may seem to us. This brings me to the second lesson I learned: the critical role of awareness in medical professionals. In many clinics, the process is often rushed. A quick diagnosis, a prescription, and then hurriedly ushered out to make room for the next patient. There's rarely time for explanations or inquiries. For over 35 years, I've been wearing medical glasses, and not once did a doctor take the time to explain what to do and what not to do. It seems that for many, people's lives and health have become merely a business aimed at profit. In conclusion, there are 2 key lessons here. Firstly, never assume that what is obvious to you is obvious to others. And secondly, the importance of awareness and education in healthcare cannot be overstated. I hope that my experience can serve as a reminder of these important lessons. I wouldn't wish for anyone to go through what I did, but if my story can help even one person, then it was worth sharing. Until next time, I wish you good health and wellness.